Hey guys, this is Dr. Clay with 901 PT, and we are going to talk about ankle sprains. I want to give you some advice about what to do if you have recently sprained your ankle in the past few days, few hours, few weeks. That's what we're going to talk about, what you can do to make sure you recover fully, because an ankle sprain, not treated correctly, can become a son of a gun. It can lead to a lot of issues and some chronic issues that can affect their foot, of course, your knee, hip, up the chain. So it's really, really important that you take the right steps to work on getting full healing from that ankle sprain. Something that I wish I had done when I had sprained my ankle several times playing soccer in high school, playing volleyball in college. I injured it, and I'm still dealing with the stiffness, chronic stiffness, because I never got it moving as the way I needed to, and now I have to work on it a lot so I can have, for me, healthy knees while I run and squat and exercise and things like that. So, what you do if you have an ankle sprain? When you're first dealing with that pain the first few days, what I do not want you to do is not do anything, not touch it, okay? It's so important that we do a progressive movement program. We start off nice and easy. If you sprained your ankle and you have some bruising and it's swollen, we need to be respectful of that healing process. But part of being respectful of that healing process is, one, not like cranking on the ankle and get it moving back and forth, but we got to get it moving some. And if you put it in a boot, particularly, of course, if there's a fracture, you got to boot it, you got to rest it, you got to do what your physician has prescribed for you. However, a lot of times if you're in a boot and that can help you with walking, to give it some support with walking, but you got to get that foot out of that dang boot as soon as possible, or get your foot out of that boot consistently throughout the day and stretch your ankle. All right? If you have sprained your ankle, all right, I'm seeing my swing here. If you have sprained your ankle, you need to gently work these motions back and forth, okay? If I sprain my ankle right now, I'm gonna let my ankle probably rest for a few days, all right? But probably even like tomorrow, I would start to just do some gentle motions. I expect it to be painful and sore. I'm not going to avoid doing that, because the more you get it moving, that can actually help the pain calm down and help the healing process. But I'm not going to be aggressive. I'm not going to push as far as I can here. I'm not going to twist it that way as far as I can. I'm going to go nice and easy, but I'm going to get it moving. I might use my hand to help kind of guide that process. I'll do some circles. All right, the problem is people, when we sprain an ankle that way, chronically, we lose motion going that way, and we lose the motion coming back towards us. All right, and that can become a real problem to deal with. So I want to make sure I start to get that motion back. And I expect this to take several weeks, a month or two. I'm going to be respectful of the healing process. I'm not going to force it, but I'm going to try to really get it moving. And I say a few weeks or a month or two if it's been a bad ankle sprain. If it's just a mild one, I might get this fully back in a week, you know. But I want to make sure I get full motion back. So you start off with getting full motion back, nice and easy those first few days. After that, initial swelling, inflammatory process has calmed down. I can start going a little bit further with it and really trying to push it. I can do it in standing, where I put my foot in front and I try to get my knee over my toe. It's gonna hurt. I'm gonna go slow and easy, but I'm gonna try to get that knee moving. I'll go backwards and forwards to try to get my body shifting over that weight. And I'm gonna do this in the first few days, because the more I can get my body used to absorbing that weight on my foot, the better it's gonna be. Because the more I can normalize my gait and my walking without limping the whole time, that's what will maintain the ankle being painful and stiff. But if I can get that moving normally, that's what I want to do. I'll get in this position here if you can see me, and I'll go back and forth. That's just that normal part of that gait cycle that people often want to limp with. So I'm going to do that. So that's the motion aspect, okay? That's going to be a real big part of healing, is getting that full motion back, getting your knee over your toe, just like the other side can. So that's one key thing. In the acute situation, you want to do the rest, ice, compression, elevation. If you have sprained your ankle and it's still painful and it's been a week and you've been walking on it this whole time and doing lots of steps, you got to rest it. Your body's not going to heal if you're overloading that ligament. So give it a chance to heal. So rest it. Be sure, ice is really good in the first few days, but I find what a lot of people miss is the compression. Put compression on it, okay? If things are swollen and it's been a week, it's 2 weeks, and all you've had was in a boot, or you have like socks and shoes on, but you haven't actually put an ace wrap or a compression sleeve on it, that can do wonders, can really help calm the pain down and speed the healing process up, because Prolonged inflammation and swelling will cause delayed healing. So put compression on it, elevate that leg to help get rid of that swelling and inflammation. And when your foot is up there, pump it. I don't want to just prop my leg up like this. That's not elevation. I want to lay on my back, get that foot above my heart. All right? So compression, elevation are really, really key aspects of it. And if I've sprained my ankle and it's a bad sprain, 3 weeks down the road, if there's still a little bit of swelling in there, I'm compressing my ankle consistently, either throughout the day with a compression sleeve or compression stocking, or I'm at least getting home and doing it and putting my foot up, okay? So don't forget about keeping it compressed, keeping that swelling dealt with, okay? So compression and elevation, gentle movements, getting things both non-weight bearing sitting, getting it moving, as well as weight bearing, shifting weight side to side. Last thing, balance, all right? So if I sprain my ankle, the first few days I'm gonna give it a chance to calm down, but pretty soon I'm gonna start lifting that left leg, lifting this leg up and starting trying to work on that balance. At first, I don't wanna overstress it, but I'm gonna go back and forth just like this. When I can, I'll start to balance, for 10 seconds. Once that's okay, maybe it's been a week or two, this is getting really easy, it's not being painful, I'm gonna start being a little more dynamic. Can I balance going forwards and backwards? Can I go side to side, just like that? I've had so many patients who complain about having weak ankles, that they always have to keep a brace on it because they're concerned about not getting a full healing. They're concerned about not getting full healing of their ankle, or that's still weak and painful. They never got their balance back. The motion's there, there's no more swelling, but they have too much, their balance is terrible. So you've got to work on that balance. So I know this is a long post. Hopefully it's helpful if you've recently sprained your ankle, but don't forget to get motion back. It's the best thing you can do. If you've been in a boot, get that foot out of that boot and keep it moving. But get your motion back as soon as possible. Call me if you have questions about that process. 2, make sure you get rid of that swelling. So use compression, elevation. 3, you want to get that balance back. 3 aspects that I see can hang people up and not get that full healing of an ankle. All right, if you have questions about this, please reach out to me, send me a message, call me, call Dr. Sarah. We would love to talk you through this and help you out.